The 3-speed holster. Talking about comfort. Comfort, comfort, comfort. Comfort is so important. Have it in deep concealment. It's very comfortable. By the way, I love that trick. But let's start off with the cant of the gun. There's so many things to talk about with comfort, but stay with me because I want you to get this. The cant of the gun. I'll try to be quick. It's just slightly canted. It's canted actually to fit in that triangle of the human body. And because it's canted like that, you don't have to go very deep with this. You can go deep if you like, but you don't need to. And I prefer and recommend that you don't. You don't need to. It's concealed because of that cant. It's fitting into that crease of my body. Here I have full mobility and whatnot. You've seen all that. But let's take this up. Oh, the point I wanted to make with that. Not only does it not need to be deep, it can be, you have the 3 holsters, but it can also be at any place, at any point in between those 3 holsters. And this holster functions mainly because of this back plate. And I should do like an instructional video because it's kind of detailed. Basically, if you can get your hand on this back plate, which is why I like to keep it exposed just a bit, but like I said, it doesn't have to be. Let's get it down so it's not exposed. Worst case scenario. Let's get it down real deep. I'll show you what I mean. All you have to do, and we'll do it with one hand, is get your hand in your pants and feel that back plate. You're reading that thing like Braille. Once you find that with your fingers, the tips of your fingers, your thumb is going to know where to go. It's going to go down and put it on that back plate right where your fingers were. And what you're going to do is when your thumb hits that back plate, as soon as you're in position, you jam your hand down and your hand goes right to where it's supposed to be every single time. So I just want to make sure you understood that. Also, when it's very deep like this, it's tricky to reholster. When it's up like this, you just put it on here. Obviously, pull your finger away, and I push in with my thumb. And pulling out with your other hand, make sure it's clear. We don't want any bad mistakes down there. But so comfort, comfort, comfort. Let's get into this. Let's pull this thing off. Let's do a transition real quick. Deep concealment. We're going to go to inside the waistband, and then we're going to take it off. And that's pretty much it. Make sure your pants are straight. And it's a little low right now, just to make the point. I could fix that. I'll show you how I could fix that. But first I want to show you that the draw is still there. But it's a little low. How do you fix that? Very easy. Grab that tab, grab your belt. That's it. It's fixed. Perfect place. And that's where it stays. Where it stays. I keep saying that. Let me show you why that's where it stays. By the way, I know I get sidetracked a lot. Something I want to mention before I take this off. If you're going to be wearing this in the midsection position, way up here like this, say you're driving around the country or whatever in the office, take that up a little bit. Take up that slack. When it's on down here, it's a lot wider here than it is there. Again, not tight. You don't need this thing tight. Just when it's up here, you want it a little snugger than you would down here. Down here, man, I'll wear this thing so loose sometimes it's just ridiculous. I will literally wear it that loose when it's, inside my waistband or below. You don't really need it at all, the tension. But up here, you want a little snugness. That's just going to help hold it in place, and it's going to stay where you put it longer. So let's take this off. Tighten up my belt because I'm kind of skinny. Here it is. And let's see, where do I start? The materials. Let's pull this stuff out of here. By the way, you have pockets. Pocket for my ID, credit cards, cash, bubble gum, whatever you want to put in there. Pocket for the gun. You can see there's kind of an odd stitch pattern on there. That helps in the retention of the gun. It also helps in reholstering so you don't get any snags. And it also helps when you do the pop-up thing, which works better when it's on. It'll go up there and stay, so that when you draw it, it's, you know. Anyway, moving right along. Pocket for the magazine. Again, a strange stitch pattern there. You have like this S curve, and that is to allow your thumb in there to get that full purchase on the magazine every time. You also have another pocket way down here, and I like to keep a spare key in there, house key, car key, whatever. So let's get into this, the materials. I chose this outside material here. The main reason was because of the way it grips. And man, does it grip. And that's one of the reasons this doesn't have to be on so tight. There's other reasons. We'll get to that in just a second. But grippy. This stuff is very grippy. And one thing about a material that's grippy, you wouldn't expect it to be smooth and soft. But it is. And frankly, I don't understand that myself, but it is. It's very smooth, very soft. And another issue you might be thinking about with this is sweating. I think I mentioned I'm a chef. I work 8, 10, sometimes many more hours a day in Florida at that, in a very hot kitchen at the moment, and I sweat a lot. And I tell you, it has absolutely no effect. It is completely not an issue. It stays put. It never slips and slides around at all. It stays on me, actually, when I'm sweating like crazy, just as well as it does when I'm dry. But moving right along, materials, very soft, very grippy, very comfortable against bare skin. You forget it's there. Another thing that makes this very comfortable, the back plate. I think I mentioned that too. It keeps the gun off your body. That alone, it's just crazy comfortable. Another thing that makes this comfortable, I'm going to try to whiz through these, the design of it. The way this thing is put together, it's kind of like a Chinese puzzle. There's no seams at all exposed on this thing anywhere. I mean, even up here, like I said, it's like a Chinese puzzle, this thing. There's nothing that's going to pinch you, tickle you, scratch you, whatever. Everything is rounded around here, rounded corners, all the way through, even down the strap. And this is huge right here, actually. Where the elastic meets the Velcro, there's this big wide stitch here, not that cheap zigzag stuff. What that does is that covers up the Velcro. So you look over here, very sharp, very scratchy, nothing exposed. Very smooth transition all the way down this thing, the way this is put together. That is a huge part of what makes this comfortable. Another thing that makes this comfortable, in between these two pieces of material, very thin, not cheap foam. It's very thin for concealability. And it's not cheap. It has great, I don't know what the word is, strength. Again, it keeps the shape of that gun, makes you forget that it's there, off your body. So more and more what makes this so comfortable, the ability to adjust it. By the way, let's get back to the feet here. If you notice these two ends, I'm calling them feet. And you see that? There it is. They kind of taper out, and on both sides. I think I mentioned that's where you put your thumbs. You pull it out, and that actually is where most of the retention is on your body. When you pull those out, it releases it, and that gives you the ability to slide it up and down with ease. Also what it does, it distributes the weight, and also what it does, that combined with this wide platform, is the reason you don't have to crank on this thing and get it on there tight or snug even. So this holster, very, very comfortable. I'm sure I can say much more about it, but I don't want to bore you. Trust me, the first thing you're going to say when you put this on, like many of my friends when they put it on, is, wow, that thing's comfortable, man. So that's comfort. Secret fourth holster, I'm going to have to do another video. I've been working all day, I'm tired, so I'm going to take a little break. Cheers.